I put together a list of rap music videos that mimic movies. Now, some are just small references, and others mimic the movie throughout the whole music video. So, number one, I have Tupac featuring Snoop Dogg, Two of America's Most Wanted, which was released in May 7th, 1996. Now, they reference Scarface, the iconic phone scene where they're waiting for a call. Well, they're making fun of Notorious B.I.G. and P. Diddy, which back then was known as Puff Daddy. And right there, that's just the intro of the video, and that's where the similarities end. Number two is Pitbull featuring Little John's Toma, released August 24, 2004. Also, another reference to Scarface when they're washing dishes. Right there, that's where the similarities end. And here's another one I thought I should mention is the infamous Mobb Deep featuring Nas. It's Mine, released in August of 1999. Two release dates. One was August 17th off the Murder Music album. The second was August 31st of 1999. Directed by Hype Williams. Now, Hype Williams is known to direct so many music videos. He even directed the movie Bally. And he directed the next one on my list is Dr. Dre featuring Tupac's California Love, released December 3rd, 1995, featuring Roger Troutman. So another video that was directed by Hype Williams. Now they're referencing Mad Max. And you got a cameo from Chris Tucker. Number four is Skilo, released April 10th, 1995. That was the single, and the album, which came out in June 27th of 1995. The album is the same name, Skilo I Wish, and is just a reference to Forrest Gump, where he's sitting on the bench, the iconic bench scene. Number five is 50 Cent's Life on the Line, which was released in October 12th of 1999 off Power of a Dollar. Also re-released in Get Rich or Die Trying's 2003 as a bonus track. Now, it's just a small reference to the Blair Witch Project, after they got missing and the footage was found. And that's where the similarities end. Number six is Joe Budden's Pump It Up, released March 24, 2003. Now, it's just a small reference to the movie The Ring, where the haunted videotape, if you watch it, you're going to die in like 7 days. And that's pretty much where the similarities end. Number seven is Method Man and Redman's How High Part 2. Now, I don't want to get this confused with Part 2 of the movie How High, but it came off the How High movie in 2001. It's part of the soundtrack. And it's like part 2 to the original How High song by Method Man and Redman featuring Tony Braxton. So this is the part 2 to that song. And I just thought I would clear that up. But it's College Steam, and yes, it is part of the soundtrack. But they reference Animal House, which the infamous scene with John Belushi, when he says, "I'm a zit." Now, number eight is Pity Pablo's Freak a Leak, released December 1st, 2003, from the album Still Writing in My Diary, second entry. Now, the beginning of the video is just a reference to Bally. The Tyree Turner, when he eats the banana and says, "I don't like that." Yeah, that's pretty much where that ends. Number nine is Little Flips, The Way We Ball, released in August 27, 2002. Underground legend. Now, he's referencing Brewster's Million, the famous Richard Pryor movie, has John Candy in it, where he has to spend $30 million in 30 days. And the beginning of this video is referenced that. And that's where the similarities end. Number 10, Eminem, You Don't Know, Released November 7, 2006 off of the re-up. And it's just a small reference to Silence of the Lambs. You know, the infamous scene. Now, number 11 is Spose, I'm Awesome. Released January 1st of 2010. Now, he's referencing the series Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Which brings me to the next one on my list, number 12, Chitty Bang, Ray Charles. Released November 14th, 2011. Referencing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but also the movies Blues Brothers. And not sure which Blues Brothers movie is. But number 13 on the list is Nally, Ride With Me. Released in February 13, 2001. Now, it came off of the Country Grammar album, which came out in 2000. Now, but this is a single, and I don't know if it's when the single was released or the video to the single was released, but February 13, 2001. Now, most of the video is referring to Smokey and the Bandits. So that's throughout the video, and we're starting to transition into small references to, you know, referencing throughout the whole music video. So number 14 is Ja Rule featuring Ashanti, Memorized, which was released in December 16, 2002 off of Ja Rule's fourth studio album, The Last Temptations. Now, they're referencing the ending of the movie Grease. And 15 is Nas, Street Dreams. And I have to say Street Dreams. October 22nd, 1996. Now, it's referring to the opening of Casino when Robert De Niro gets in his car and it explodes. The Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams, 1983 is what he's pretty much putting his own twist on, paying an homage to that. Instead of saying Sweet Dreams, he's saying Street Dreams. And Marilyn Manson also covered the song. Number 16 is Jim Jones, Cameron, Certified Gangster, also featuring The Game. And it was The Game's first music video. Now, they're referring to the opening of Menace to Society at the beginning of the movie where they walk in the liquor store and then they end up robbing the place. Now, it's that infamous line where the guy says, "I feel sorry for your mother," which was also parodied by the Wayans brothers in Don't Be a Menace. Number 17 is Busta Rhymes, Pasta Cavassier Part 2, which is came off of the Genesis album, which was released in November 27, 2001 as a single. And February 12, 2002. I guess that's when the video came out, or the single. I'm not quite sure on that. But he is referring to movies. Harlem Nights, the famous Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy movie. And Rush Hour 2, the fight at the massage parlor scene. Now 18 is Cool Breeze featuring Outkast, Watch for the Hook, released in December 1st, 1998, off of the East Point Greatest Hits. Now they're referencing Reservoir Dogs, which is pretty cool, so check out the similarities. Number 19 on my list once again is Eminem, Just Lose It, released in September 28, 2004 off the Encore album. Now, Eminem is always referring to a lot of pop culture out there. But in this one, he is referring to Bad Santa, 8 Mile, and Pee Wee Herman. Now, the Pee Wee Herman character, I don't know which movie or the series, but He has the cast of 8 Mile, like Mekhi Phifer. They all return just for the scene in this music video. Number 20 is Iggy Azalea's Fancy, which came out in February 17th, 2014. Now, her video is referencing the movie Clueless with Alicia Silverstone with the iconic yellow outfit, which Alicia Silverstone lip synced her song in a lip sync battle. And I think she did an 30 or anniversary, some type of anniversary. I don't really keep track of Clueless, but I know it was a series. But so number 21 is Busta Rhymes, I Love My Bitch. And the censored version is I Love My Chick off of the Big Bang album, which came out in June 13, 2006. Now they're referencing Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which is a cool scene. And the movie with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Number 22 on my list, Ludacris, number 1 spot off of the Red Light District album that came out in 2005. Now he's just referencing Austin Powers, and he has Vern Troyer in there, and he's sampling Quincy Jones's song. So he's not really like mimicking the movie, but he is referencing it in a way. So number 23 on the list is Rick Ross's Push It, released in May 17, 2006, off of the album Port of Miami, which is a reference to Scarface. Also a remake to Paul Ingman's Push It to the Limit, which is a pretty dope song. Both of them, are dope. I mean, it's an iconic song when he starts making the money and he brings it into the bank. Pretty dope. Now, number 24 on my list is Timbaland featuring Magoo, Clock Strikes 12. Was released on April 14, 1998, released as a single from the album Welcome to Our World, which came out in 97. Now, even though this one came out in the 90s and it's further on the list, I put it there because throughout the whole music video, from beginning to the end, it is referring to From Dusk Till Dawn. And at the end is where they turn into the vampires. So I thought that was cool. And as the list goes on further, these are the bigger references, like not so much the small references, but throughout the whole music video, they're referencing a movie. So that's how the list changes, and that's how I rated it. So number 25 is G-Unit, Stunt 101, which came out in September 23rd, 2003 from the Beg for Mercy album. Now they're referencing Gone in 60 Seconds, where they have everything written on the wall and you can only see them with a UV light. It's pretty cool. And me and my friends, we bumped that song. We bumped that whole album. It was dope. Number 26 is 3 6 Mafia's Dope Boy Fresh, featuring Chameleonaire, which came out in January 2nd, 2007. Now they're referencing being John Malkovich, which is pretty dope, and they do that throughout the whole movie. And you have what's his name, D-Ray at the beginning. Number 27 is Little Scrappy's No Problem, which came out in January 17, 2004. Now what's dope about this is it's mimicking Training Day, and they were able to get Snoop Dogg to reprise his role. Has this character in a wheelchair, and Little John is playing Denzel's part. And just like in the movie, he gets left in a Mexican neighborhood, which happens to be Sereno. And if you look closely to it, if you spot the tattoos, and pretty much if you know, you know. So number 28 is Young Jeezy's Soul Survivor, which is mimicking Paid in Full, which is a dope movie, but based on a true story with Rich Porter and his little brother when they got killed. And what's his name, Alpo, and the guy that died not too long ago, the one Cameron played. I forget his name right now, but yeah, it's based on a true story, and you have Beanie Siegel in there, actually, playing the mentor, and I thought it was pretty dope. I mean, they have the iconic scene where they're opening and they're shooting hoops in a basket and they're eating Chinese food. So it came off of Young Jeezy's album Let's Get It, Doug Motivation 101, which came out in July 16, 2005. Now, 29 on my list. This was a small reference, and I just thought I add it now. But Eastsiders, I love it, where they're referencing to the Warriors, where they're hitting the bottles, saying Warriors come out and play. While in this case, they're saying Eastsiders. Snoop Dogg is saying Eastsiders come out and play, but it's a small reference, and the Young Bloods also did that on one of their albums too. But the reason why I put it here, because I thought I would mention it, because 29 on my list is D12's Fight Music, which was released in November 27, 2001 off the Devil's Night album. Now, Fight Music, it references the Warriors throughout the whole music video. You got cameos from like Fat Joe, Ice-T, and just from the beginning to the end, they like pretty much remade the Warriors, and it was pretty dope. And I used to play it a lot, and back then when I was in middle school, I used to watch this on the computer, and I even used to rock a D12 shirt back in the day, so I was a diehard fan. But if you like these, man, give it a thumbs up, like and share, and I might do more videos like this in the future. But if I missed any videos out there that reference any movies, I like to know in the comments, because these are the ones that I can only remember off the top of my head.